Well, I've been in Arkansas 13 years, and it's different, guys. It is different. You see some things here that, man, you ain't gonna see anywhere else. I'm gonna guarantee you that. Oh, man, I just gotta think of some of these things I've seen, but people have a unique way of thinking around here. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes I just can't figure it out, don't know the answer. And sometimes I just look. Certain things you see around here that might have a meaning, they're just not telling me. Let's see. Here's one I've never understood. Well, I might have a clue, but nobody's ever told me. Apparently here, if your vehicle breaks down, if it breaks down and you can get it home, okay, you pull it somewhere on your property and you pop the hood. You pop the hood. You don't fix it. You just pop the hood and the hood stays open. If you can, you pull it next to a sapling and let a tree grow through the motor. There's a lot of those around here. I've never figured out why they do this. It could be to keep the mice and the rats out of it. But that'd be fine for a few days, but if you'd plan on fixing that later, you know, after a few months of it raining on your motor, you're going to get rust and it's going to ruin electronics, but apparently it don't. But since they never fix them, I guess it don't matter. I would say it's probably for mice. But you see this. Every country road you drive down, you will see vehicles with their hoods popped. You will see that. I don't know. If mine breaks down, I'm not popping the hood. I'm just not going to do it, man. I'm going to fix it. Now, some people are, you know, they're having a hard time. They just may not have the money to fix it. Maybe the thing blew the motor. I don't know. You also see people doing a lot of strange things. And I know this is in a lot of towns across America, but our little downtown, it might say, I'm 15 miles from town. I don't live in town. But if you go to town, you will always see at least one or two of these old 40-year-old guys on a little kid's bicycle. They're usually your town crackheads. Yeah. They're always on a little kid's bicycle, pedaling 100 miles an hour. They don't never sit down. They're just stood. You've seen them. Got a cigarette hanging out their beak. Haven't shaved in 2 weeks. And they're just huffing it on this little My Pony bicycle. I don't know if they've stole them. I don't know where they come from. Why can't they get a grown-up's bicycle? Bicycles are cheap in a pawn shop. You can't give them things away. I know. I worked in a pawn shop in Arkansas. You can't give them away. I told the owner we should get little girls' bikes. They'll use them. Then you got some criminals here. Well, when I worked at the pawn shop, one guy, the jail was right down the road. They let this one guy out. He walks right over to our pawn shop, and I guess the guy who pushed that motorcycle outside on the sidewalk that morning that we were selling, well, he left the key in there. So we go out a little bit later and notice the motorcycle's missing. So I get on the camera. There he is. There's a guy. He's pushing it out. Then he gets on it, starts it up, takes off. So we call the police. They recognized him right away. He looked right at the camera. Oh, yeah, we just let him out of jail. Yep. They didn't find him for a while, but they found the bike about 50 miles away, laid down in the grass. Did some pretty good damage to it, but we managed to get it fixed. But some of the criminals ain't the smartest. And then you just see the plain weird stuff. Now, this was about 6 years ago, I believe, 7 years ago. I was driving through a town named Boonville. And I am in the McDonald's parking lot. I just went through. This was back when I was eating that garbage. Got my quarter pounder with cheese and my fries, and I like to park, you know, by the road so I can people watch. And once in a while, the birds will show up, and you throw them a fry, and then you watch them fight. Then you take a little small fry and throw it, and you watch them fight. And you get a pickle and throw it out there, and they turn their nose up at it. Well, as I'm sitting there feeding the birds and watching traffic, I see this guy pedaling a bicycle. And it was a grown man's bicycle, and he was a grown man. And there wasn't nothing unusual about him. He was a little grubby looking. But what was unusual is the fact he had a trailer hitch on that bike. And he wasn't pulling a trailer, no. He wasn't pulling a trailer. Well, he was pulling his wife, sitting on a love seat. Let me repeat that. He was pulling his big wife on a love seat that was on wheels. And it even had the little turning wheels. When he turned the corner of those wheels, he pulls in to the Mickey D's drive-thru. He pulls a little forward so the wife can order. I already know where this kind of relationship, what kind of relationship this is. He's not in charge, okay? He's a little skinny dude, too. You know, she's in that love seat. Just sitting here like this, man. There's enough room. I felt like going over there and, can I eat with y'all? We can feed the birds. I've got a parking spot right next to my truck. They get their food, and she's holding it, and he doesn't get nothing, and he just pedals off, and then they go back and right up into this neighborhood. About that time, it was time for me to go, so I said, I'm going to follow these people. And so I catch up with them. They pull in this trailer, and, well, there was a truck there. There was a truck with the hood open. Don't know if there was a tree growing through it, but it was there. You know, that's just one of dozens of stories. It's a good idea. I mean, you know, they didn't have a vehicle. They were, you know, people in Arkansas can be very resourceful. Inventions and things like that. Well, I see a lot of guys on lawnmowers. They're not mowing grass. They lost their driver's license. They just drive their mowers, and most of the time, cops don't matter. It doesn't bother them. But if you ever want to come to Arkansas, I can take you to some of these places. Oh, I guarantee you, you'll get some nice pictures. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.